Hello, how are you? This is Hina from Team Vallath, and today's novel of discussion is Arrow of God. Who are we? We all are arrows of God. He can plant us, He can play with us the way He likes. This is what you shall know in today's capsule summary. Arrow of God is the third novel of African trilogy, which was written by author Chinua Achebe. Look at Chinua on the screen. He lived from 1930 to 2013. Arrow of God was published in the year 1964. The genre of this novel is historical fiction, and the setting is Igbo land in colonial Nigeria in colonial 1920s. Okay, Britishers were here, they were ruling. Narrator is third person omniscient who knows everything, can enter the minds of the characters before even they can do it. An Arrow of God depicts many important things. First, difficulties faced by traditional African cultures because of the colonial presence. Second, Achebe says that people are merely instruments of a divine plan. That is, they are merely arrow of God. Okay? Let's start with the novel, Arrow of God. The names I will say are a little complicated today, but I will read them a lot so you will remember it by the end of this entire session. Okay. So the protagonist of Arrow of God is a person called Izulu. Izulu. Izulu is the chief priest of Umuaro. Umuaro comprises 6 villages in Nigeria. So 6 villages have come together to form Umuaro. Who is the chief priest of Umuaro? It is Izulu. And these people of Umuaro worship a deity called Ulu. Ulu. You know it in traditional African culture. Every village has its own deity or personal god. Every person, when born, was born with a chi or a personal god. Okay. So there were so many gods, deities, shrines, natural, people, natural, the people, they actually prayed natural things, nature, environment. That is what African culture was. So now, you understood? Izulu till now is the protagonist. Umuaro is the village which comprises of 6 villages together in Nigeria. And the deity these people worship is Ulu. Now, being the chief priest, Izulu is considered to be half man and half divine. He is revered. He is respected. Everyone accepts Izulu's decisions as the prime regarding religion, rituals. He's the one who will decide when is the full moon. He's the one who will start any festival. Oh, he is the prime and most important factor in Umuaro. Who? Izulu. And this makes Izulu a very proud man. Here, the theme of hubris or excessive pride is discussed. You will find it a lot many times in the novel, how Izulu is extremely proud about himself, how he thinks he is righteous in whatever he does. Okay. Now, lately, Izulu has a feeling that the villagers are losing their true faith towards deity Ulu because they are engaging in petty disputes. How? There is a neighboring village called Ukperi. Okay, Ukperi is a village. It's a neighboring village of Umuaro, but Umuaro and Ukperi people are rivals. Okay, since long they are fighting over a disputed piece of land, right? Now, here another character enters in the novel. He's important. His name is Nawaka. Nawaka. So Nawaka is a wealthy man who lives in Umuaro. He's famously called as owner of words because he is an exemplary orator. Nawaka is very critical of this chief priest Izulu. Nawaka does not like Izulu. Nawaka advises the villagers to go to war against Ukperi and get that land. But the chief priest Izulu, whose word is final, he is against bloodshed or starting a tribal war. Now, the two villages are actually at the brink of war. The war is about to begin over this disputed piece of land when a white officer intervenes. The British district officer of the region, whose name is T.K. Winterbottom, he intervenes. T.K. Winterbottom. Remember, he is a white British district officer in this area. Now, T.K. Winterbottom, whom the natives call Winterbota, he destroys the African guns, which these villagers had thought they will use during the war. So he destroys these African guns to end the dispute between Umuaro and Ukperi. Therefore, his name, Winterbota or Winterbottom, he gets the name Breaker of Guns because he broke the guns. Easy? Easy till here? Now, problems increase when Izulu testifies in front of this Captain T.K. Winterbottom that, what does Izulu testify? Umuaro has no legitimate claim over this land and that the people are acting headless. So now Winterbottom is shocked. He's like, he's a black, he belongs to Umuaro. How is he saying that the land does not belong to us? With this, the land goes to Ukperi. Of course, the residents of Umuaro are dissatisfied, but they cannot say anything against their chief priest, Izulu. So now, Navaka also thinks that Izulu has betrayed his own people by acting like this. T.K. Winterbottom till now considers Africans to be naturally savage and corrupt. But after this incident, he starts respecting the noble-looking Izulu. You should know Izulu had many wives, many children, and how patriarchy is discussed in the novel. Basically, the villagers are living in a compound where the center is given to the chief priest. Around him are the huts of the wives and the sons so that they can cater to the needs of Izulu whenever he requires anything. Patriarchy. Easy. Let's move on. 5 years pass in the novel. Peace is slowly coming back, okay, in Umuaro, but something else is coming. What? Who is coming? Christian missionaries. Christian missionaries, backed up by the British government, entered Umuaro and they built churches, schools, hospitals, etc. to look good in front of the villagers. But what is the real thing? They want people to convert to Christianity, right? So they convince the villagers that convert to Christianity, leave your old nature gods or these deities behind. These deities, they will not help you with anything. Come here, we will help you. The one God will help you. Convert to Christianity. With this, Izulu is concerned. So he orders one of his sons, Oduche. Oduche is a son of Izulu. So Izulu orders one of his sons, Oduche, to attend a missionary school at a church and learn as much as possible of the white man's culture. Basically, Izulu wants Oduche to spy on these Christian missionaries, right? Easy, okay? Now, meanwhile, all this time, all these 5 years, Nawaka, he has become a full-blown enemy of Izulu. He hates Izulu. And who is his partner in this hating? His partner is a very good friend of Nawaka called as Izidimili. Izidimili. Please remember the name of this person, Izidimili. He is a high priest of a Python god, Idemili. So just remember, Izidemili is also a priest, okay? He's a high priest of another god. Izulu is the priest of Ulu. Izidemili is the priest of Idemili. So, Uzulu se Ulu ho gaya, Izidemili se Idemili ho gaya. Is it easy? Okay, connected like that. Now, Izidemili is very jealous and scornful of Izulu's power. Now what happens? Change, fate, arrow of God. As it is destined, Oduche gets attracted to Christianity and to the evangelical teachings of John Goodcountry. Once John encourages the tribals to kill a python, and as I told you, python was considered holy, especially by Izidemili. Look, Izidemili is the high priest of the Python god. So John Goodcountry, the missionary, encourages the tribals to kill the python. Oduche decides to show his loyalty towards Christianity and not towards his father. So he locks the holy python inside a box and declares that he will kill this serpent the following night. Here, the theme of traditional versus modern is discussed. But when this news reaches Izidemili, he is angry. He sends a messenger to Izulu right away to answer the treachery of his son. But Izulu takes this matter lightly and insults Izidemili. Did you understand? Now, how British colonialism is strengthening in Arrow of God. Listen to these lines from the novel. There is no escape from the white man. He has come. The white man has power which comes from the true God, and it burns like fire. This is the God about whom we preach every 8th day. Who says these lines in the novel? Moses Unachuku. He is a black man from the villager who has converted. So he's a black convert who is actually praising the whites and the power of their preaching. Okay. So basically, British colonialism is strengthening. Why? Because of the spread of Christianity. To increase their power further in Nigeria, the British decide to carry out the policy of indirect rule. What is indirect rule? To appoint Africans as puppet leaders. Basically, Africans will be led by Africans, but these Africans on post will listen to whatever the Britishers will say from behind. They will act as puppets of the Britishers. This is called as indirect rule. Here, theme of colonial diplomacy is discussed, right? Now, T.K. Winterbottom, who has a good liking for Izulu, offers him to take the position of paramount chief, but Izulu refuses. And result, he is imprisoned for 2 months. While in prison, Izulu is scheming to take revenge. Against whom? We will come to know. Not against the white. No, 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 no. You'll know. After Izulu's release, he decides to take revenge on his own people since they disagreed with him 5 years ago over the Umuaro Ukperi land dispute. Can you imagine? He was scheming to revenge against his own people. And how will he take revenge? Listen, the revenge of Izulu, here the theme of hubris and excessive pride again. Izulu refuses to begin the harvest festival of New Ham. So there is this festival here. The reason he gives is that 2 yams are still left to be eaten by him because he was imprisoned for 2 months. And that new yam feast can only be called, or it can only begin when no yams are left. For people of Umuaro, the new yam harvest festival is very important and auspicious. They plead with Izulu that please you eat these 2 yams right now. It is okay. You will take care of Ulu, our deity. Ulu will not get angry. Let us begin with this harvest festival. But Izulu denies. He is the chief priest of the village. He denies. And listen to the lines for Izulu now. When a man as proud as this wants to fight, he does not care if his own head rolls as well in the conflict. तुम्हें तो मारेंगे, हम मरे भले, तुम्हें भी मारेंगे. That literally is the thing कि हमें कुछ भी हो, लेकिन तुमको तो हम नुकसान पहुंचाएंगे, right? So, this news of fighting within the community spreads very fast among the Christian missionaries. And what do? They take advantage of the situation and they announce that the villagers can harvest their yams without any, thought of divine punishment. They will not get any divine punishment. They can harvest their yams if they make an offering to the Christian God and not to Ulu. And this takes us to the end of Arrow of God. Izulu's reputation keeps on declining, and comes to an end as the chief priest of Ulu in Umuaro finally. How does his reputation come to an end? When his handsome and masculine son, Obika, dies. Just to tell you, Obika was very handsome. People loved him in the village, but he loved palm wine and he was a very heavy drinker. The villagers consider the death of Obika as a sign from their god Ulu that Izulu is no more worthy to be or to continue as the chief priest of their community. And rather than starving, the villagers flock to the church. They run towards the church to make offerings to the Christian God, harvest their yams, begin the yam festival. They do not care now whether Izulu gives a green jhandi, green signal or not. They do not care. In the end, the proud Izulu, he's still not saying it is his mistake. He confirms that everyone in his village, including the British, are merely serving as an arrow in Ulu's plans. Here, the theme of fate is discussed. He's saying, we are not the ones who are doing anything. It is God. We are just the arrow of God. And an Igbo proverb, which is repeatedly used in the novel, I thought I will tell you, it is important. The proverb is, the man who brings ant-infested faggots into his hut should not grumble when lizards begin to pay him a visit. What does it mean? You reap what you sow, right? Jaisa karoge, vaisa bharoge. And this takes us to the end of Arrow of God. Did you like it? I loved it. African literature is going on. Actually, we are towards the end of it. We shall end it soon, and we shall begin with capsule summary of another unit related to English literature. Stay tuned to Vallath. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to it right away. Bye bye. Take care.